Okay, it's too bad you gotta dissect the stupid thing, the carburetor, just to fix that thing. Again, what was happening is it started up right away. The jet that controls the idle was fine, but the jet that lets when you give it gas and it allows gas to go through and build up the RPMs wouldn't. So the jets, I wanted to clean the jets out, knowing that's exactly what the problem was. But the jets are at the bottom, of course, of this carburetor, and it was all stuck in there. So anyway, I took the jets out, cleaned them. I showed you a little video on that in a couple seconds. And the important parts, I gave you all. Really, most important part of this whole job is how do you dissect the carburetor to where you can, take this bottom piece off and nothing else. I wanted it to be a short and sweet job. I knew it was just those jets. Everything else on the carburetor is fine. So anyway, what I did was I cleaned that out so you can see that the O-ring was still fine. So don't buy the kit right away. Just take a look and see if your O-ring's fine. If it is, like mine is, there'll be no issue. You don't got to buy anything. Just take it apart, clean the jets. And I'll show you how to do that in a couple of seconds, and then put it all back together again. Okay. The only thing, I can't really take pictures while I'm doing this thing. So you see three parts of the jet right there, and one part goes on top of the other, and I'll show you that. But I can't really walk and talk through the whole thing because I can't hold it in my hand. But anyway, I'll do the most important parts. Okay. Anyway, so that's where the thing's at. You take off the 4 bolts that hold it down, and then as far as 4 bolts, and then the lock part of the seat part, take that out, and then you're ready to go. Pull that off, and then you'll see your carburetor down there. And again, it's already dissected now. I have it as little disconnected as I could to be able to flip it over. And so I have a few things disconnected. I'll show you which things are to disconnect. And then you'll be able to hold it up in the air. Let me see if I can do it at all. Anyway, I have it all still connected. See, this pedometer thing's still connected. Your throttle, all the stuff's still connected. I disconnected very few things and just got out of the way so I can get to that bottom here, and you can see the float in there, and get to the take off the jets. So I'll put the jets back in and show you how they go, and you just reverse that. There's 3 screws. You take the 3 screws out and just unscrew the jets, and then clean them, put them right back, and then put this thing right back together. I want this job to be about an hour or less. Okay? I'll put the jets in and I'll show you where they go. Okay, what we got here is the tall jet out of the, it really doesn't matter what small ATC or ATV carburetor, but this one just happens to be a Metropolitan, 2005 Metropolitan scooter, a Honda scooter, 50 cc's or 49 cc's, whatever. Anyway, the point is, these things always are a pain to get through. You actually will think when you're cleaning out these jets that there's not a hole that goes all the way through. But I'm showing you that wire right there all the way through it. Okay? You can find a wire. You can see I have every drill bit on the planet. I got these special kind of things here for cleaning out all kinds of different sizes. There's a bunch of little small. So look how small that thing is. Still not so small enough. Here's a regular bread twist tie. You just peel off the plastic and use that. No, even then it wouldn't work. You got to look through and find a bread twist tie that's super small. That what makes it through. Nothing else. Drill bits, the cleaners, nothing. Nothing's going to work. You need to have a super small. Then it's a pain in the neck to get through. You got to push it in as far as you can, and then just keep it as straight as you can. So you can see how bent it is now. But once you get it in a little bit, just keep on pushing it a little bit at a time. Just a 1/16 inch at a time with a pair of pliers. Just work it in. Do not try to just push or just bend it. You got to keep it as straight as you can, then start pushing it in just a 1/16 at a time. And just hold it right at the very edge and push it in 1/16. Hold it at the very edge, push it in a 1/16. Keep doing that till you get it through. That's the hardest part of this whole project. There's the other one we're going to use right here. That's the bigger one, the bigger valve. And then you have this piece that goes inside of that. and that just slips inside there. That also gets cleaned out. And all these ones here, they work fine for those things. Okay, all these little holes you see right there, those little holes in there can be cleaned out with these cleaners. Okay, so get yourself one of these cleaners. You need one. You can see the little rough edge on them. That's what cleans it. Okay, so it goes in and then the little rough edge cleans it up a little bit and it gets all the gunk out. So that's what you want to do. And, you know, I'm not going to show this whole video. The main thing is this. I mean, that's the whole part of everything. And once you do this, you're going to be so happy. So anyway, I'll show you the whole thing, how to get it out of there. But the point is, that's the main point. This makes it work. Okay, some people will just say, I'll put it all, they'll do everything, they can never get through there, they'll assume there really is no hole there because nothing fits through it, and then you just give up and you end up taking it to the shop because you can't do it. But I got news, you can do it. You just need to find a wire small enough, which is a small bread twist tie. Okay, again, that's a big thick twist tie. You don't want that. Again, it's not very thick, but it is thicker. You need to find yourself, go to the dollar store and buy some kind of, look around, I don't even know what to tell you, some kind of something, some kind of treat or something that has a twist tie on it, and that small twist tie is your ticket. Okay? Alright, I'll keep going, but anyway, I'm just going to clean out the bowl, and I'm not going to take off the floats or anything like that. I'm just going to try to do a quick job because I just know that was my whole problem. What happens is you try to start this, when you start it up, the idle works fine. Try to give it any gas and it bogs out. You can't give it any gas, it just keeps bogging out. That's what it is right there. It's clogged. Once that thing's cleaned out, you got all these little jets cleaned out of there, this thing will run like a charm. Okay? Okay, this is one jet. When you look in there, you're gonna see the thing on the left there. You'll unscrew that with a flathead screwdriver, and the thing is gonna be down below. It's just gonna sit there, you just gotta pull it out. I use a little toothpick kind of a tool and just pull it out of there. It's just sitting there. Pull it out and then you can clean all those holes you see there. Okay? And so anyway, that's one jet. You unscrew the top part, pull this part out, clean them both, clean everything up real good, and then you'll do the other one. Okay? Okay, as I said, I'll try to show you there's a Jesco right there. Like I said, you're just going to unscrew them, and there's two. And you simply unscrew the one on the left there you see with the silver, with more aluminum at the bottom there, the bigger one. It has a piece inside, so you'll unscrew that little nipple part, and then you'll be able to pull the other part out. And then unscrew the other one, clean them both out, and put them back together. Now with the 3 screws put on the bottom of that cup, see the 3 holes there, you put the 3 screws back in, and then we'll put this thing right back together. Like you see right here, one part, that's the hose on the right here, right there. That's your other coolant line. So there's a coolant line on each side. One's still connected. You can see the clamp on the other side of that. And I'll put the other one back on. There's very few things I disconnected. And so we'll go from there. Okay, I'll show you. I'll put the cap back on, show you that before I flip it over, and then start putting it back together. And that's the way you'll take it apart, the way I put it back. Okay? Okay, so I got the 3 screws in. You can see them right there. Boom, 1, 2, 3. And so you can see you can pull it out of the way enough with everything still connected except for a couple little things. So now I'll show you the few things that I connected one at a time. So I'm going to start first by pushing it down kind of where it goes and putting the other, you can see the hose right here on the bottom right there. That's your other antifreeze or coolant line, whatever, and you can see it goes right there. Okay, right there. So it slips on there. I'm going to pull that thing down, put it into there, and hook up a couple more things, and that's it. This thing's going right back in. So anyway, the hard thing was getting this thing here to come out. You can see the little nipples right there. They're just a little. They're kind of it's kind of a rough nipple. And so this one here didn't want to come out real easy. Just loosen it up. You can see there's nothing in the way there. It's just rubber. And that just sits there. It was just sitting there for so long, since 2006. It's been sitting there. So it's been 12 years. So it had to have a little prying, but there's nothing to hurt. It's just a nipple and rubber. I know it'll seem like it's really hard to get off, but it's just because it's a pain. You're unsure of yourself. But know that there's nothing there. It literally is just a piece of rubber. Okay, and it was just hooked onto that damn thing. Okay, and then so we'll get that piece on first, and we'll hook the other part on, and I'll show you. Okay, so the coolant line was the only one you had to put back on, and that's the one right there. Let's see if I can get a better picture for you. Right there, that one clamp. Okay, and it goes right back on, and then you're back in business. Okay, and so now we're going to put this back on that nipple I just showed you, and then we'll pick the other side back on too. I'll show you how to do that. So first the nipple side. Okay, you'll know you got it when that little nipple thing fits right there. It fits right into the groove. Okay, right in the middle of the shot. And then you'll tighten up these two screws you see here on the top of the screen, and that'll be locked in. Then we'll do the other side. Okay, slip this one boot. I don't know if you can see it here. Slip this one boot. Camera's not very good in the light. Slip this one boot on first, then slip this one on. It'll nibble right there. It'll catch right inside that hole right there and slide around. So put this one on first. Put this one here on the right on first, and then put this one right back on, and you're back in business. Put the two sensors back on, and one right here, one right here. Those two there, it just goes right into those two pockets right there and there, and we'll be all set.